कोई बात रही ना अधूरी, अपनों की बातों की बिखरी नाजों में बोल रहा है, पर्वत बोल रहा है,
आरोडे सर, आपण 10:30 वाजता बरोबर सुरू करू.
हो, सुरू करू.
माइक
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, Alok, we have 1 minute left. We can start now.
Yes.
हात करणे
नाही काहीच
चॅट करणे
चॅट करू शकतो फक्त आपण काय चॅट
अजून लोक जॉईन होत आहेत तर एक जणच दिसतोय हा.
त्यांची वाट नका बघत बसतो.
हा सर जॉईन झालं सगळे स्ट्रीम म्हणून ते तीन जण होतात बाकीचे डिस्टर्ब नको होतं.
करून घे.
हॅलो अलुकर सर.
बोला.
हा हे लाईव्ह स्ट्रीमिंग आहे. जे लोक नंतर जॉईन करतील ते सुरुवातीपासून कंटिन्यू करतील. आपण चालू करायला हरकत नाही वाटतं मला.
हो सर.
ठीक आहे एकदा आरोडे सर.
हा सर.
हा शॅल वी स्टार्ट.
या ॲब्सोल्युटली. So, good morning. Myself, Dr. Sanjay, Principal, Swami Vivekananda Sanstha, Institute of Pharmacy, Mumbai, Maharashtra. I welcome you all, respected dignitaries, Professor Dr. Alukar Sir, Dean, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Technological University, Lunare, Raigad, Professor Dr. C.R. Patil Sir, Professor and HOD, Department of Pharmacology, Patel Institute of Pharmacy, Shirpur, and all other dignitaries joining the YouTube link to listen to the webinar. Today, we are going to conduct the webinar on the topic Online Blended Education, Tools and Applications. As we all the pharmacy fraternity aware that due to the COVID situation, it's a need of time to go for online education. And Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Shastri Sir, University Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, initiate the process of developing the e-content. And to support this, today we are going to conduct the online webinar. I am thankful to our Vice Chancellor for allowing us to conduct this webinar. I am also thankful to our Chairman Sir, Honorable Suryavanshi. Herewith, I request Professor Dr. Alukar Sir to have the words, their opinion on this particular webinar. Professor Alukar Sir.
Okay. Good morning to one and all. Dear participants, let me take this opportunity to thank my friend Dr. C.R. Patil Sir for accepting our invitation and be here to give you an insight regarding how to develop an effective content and how we can go for the conducting the classes by both online mode as well as offline mode or the blended classrooms. So at the occasion, let me welcome you all and my friend Dr. C.R. Patil sir and organizer Dr. Sanjay Arode sir. Uh, at this juncture, I will like to tell you that we have taken the initiation as per the directions of Honorable Vice Chancellor sir for the development of digital content. So many meetings we have conducted and so many deliberations we have, but it is a part of train the trainer concept. Already we have conducted one webinar. This is a second one, and in this webinar you will surely come to know newer things that will really enrich you as far as development of digital content is concerned. As and you may have one more angle while you are developing the digital content. Dr. C.R. Patil sir is a very well-known person throughout, in not only in India, I will say rather in world, because he has grabbed so many prizes at international level also. He has developed so many softwares. Uh, his software is available through Elsevier also. He has developed software like Excology, and he is well known as far as several trainings conducted by Mumbai. And he is a person of essence, because we were really trying to listen to him. I have requested him so many times that just give me your time. He was not having the time, but he accepted our invitation, and he is now with us live right now. So I expect that all the participants will surely take the opportunity and will enrich themselves, because his presentation will surely be a wonderful one. I know him from my college life, and really, at the end of the presentation, his webinar, I'm sure that you will get a new angle while developing a digital content, because this initiation we have taken, we are progressing slowly, but steadily, and at the end of the presentation, you will really digital content at least 20% of every subject. And I hope that most of the work is on the verge of finishing, but whatever the work is remained after the end of this presentation, you will get a new angle for development of digital content, and how to present it in a very effective manner. Dr. C.R. Patil sir will surely throw the light on
No.
this particular aspect. And at the end of the presentation, you will really be fulfilled whatever the expectations are there from C.R. Patil sir. With these brief words, I welcome once again C.R. Patil sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Alok, can I start now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Uh, so at the outset, I am thankful to Vice Chancellor Sir of Batu University. I'm thankful to Dr. Sanjay Arote Sir, Chairman of his educational complex. And there are around 138 teachers from Batu, I think, who have joined this particular session. And it is a pleasure to interact with all of you. Okay. Actually, uh, all the universities throughout India are now compelled to look for alternative methods or alternative online methods to at least continue the teaching process. So that is where we are now. Okay? And in today's particular discussion, I would like to discuss with you all what we are really doing when we are saying that we'll be teaching our students online.
Yes,
Discussing with you the problems which are
yes,
there
sure, sure.
about online education, and as teachers, what care we have to take while developing this content. So thanks to Sanjay Aroti sir and Nagesh Alurkar sir, I'm now sharing my presentation. And in this next 1 hour, I will try to convey what are the real issues related to online education and how actually we can go for development of contents which have been asked for us by VCs or our authorities. Okay. I hope this presentation is visible to everyone now. So friends, today I'm going to talk with you regarding online blended education. Okay, what are tools for this? And more important, how to apply these tools. Okay, regarding this, there is a huge confusion amongst the teachers, not only amongst the teachers, amongst the top administrators also. Okay, see, very haphazardly, teachers have been given duty of creating 20% syllabus to be put on university websites or some websites, and from that particular repository the students are supposed to learn 20% of the syllabus. This is what uh, is expected from the teachers and students at present. Okay. Now, at least we pharmacy teachers were not at all prepared for creating such kind of contents, and obviously there is some confusion regarding what is meant by creating online content, what is meant by online teaching, is it really effective or not, and then is there necessity of some kind of blending of online and offline kind of teaching when we are going for online education. This is the biggest issue about which no one is talking. Okay, what has happened is we pharmacy teachers have remained aloof, we have remained isolated from the information and communication technology related developments which were happening in the field of education. Okay? We all know that unfortunately, none of us, none of the teachers of pharmacy are systematically trained in pedagogy. Okay? Pedagogy means the science in which method of teaching is taught and method of teaching is analyzed, its effectivity is considered, the students' response is considered, evaluation of students' performance is considered. We have never been systematically trained regarding this. Okay. So with this kind of lack of knowledge, lack of skills, Corona has again exposed us to another next level of complication. That is, without having sufficient knowledge of pedagogy, teachers are being compelled to or pushed to go for online pedagogy at once. Okay. So if you really consider the quality of products or quality of online material that we will be delivering through such haphazard and very rapid unskilled process, then really it will be a serious issue for students also. Okay. And then it is possible that we will not be able to really meet the objectives for which this 20% syllabus is being created and kept online. Friends, when someone says online learning or pedagogy of online learning or pedagogy of online blended education, there is huge ignorance as far as we pharmacy teachers are concerned. Okay? Compared to engineering teachers, we pharmacy teachers are really having serious issues for going online and for creating online tools. Okay? Let me share with you that this particular process of going online for teaching purpose or using ICT blended learning technologies is not new. Okay, this process has been there for almost 30 years in India. Okay, I'm not talking about global scenario. I'm talking about India. Even in India, in higher education sector, online education was there for last 3 decades or more than that. Okay? All of us have fortunately come to know about NPTEL, National Program for Technology Enhanced Learning. We are well aware about SWAYAM. AICT has yesterday given that it is creating more than 100, more than 500 faculty development programs for the teachers of AICT affiliated institutions. Okay, means this online kind of teaching, online material, open educational resources, all these things were there for many decades. Only systematic efforts were never taken by pharmacy teachers to get acquainted with and to develop skills regarding this ICT blended teaching technologies. This is the, you can say, disappointing reality of all of us. There are very few who have thought about online blended learning or thought about pedagogy associated with blended learning. Okay. And then at once this pandemic has started, and now we have been pushed to go for online teaching learning process, and within 3-4 weeks, 2 weeks rigorous training, we are expecting the teachers should come online. They should be efficient deliver efficient presenter of the online content. They should know what is happening about the students when they are learning online. They should be able to efficiently evaluate the students and maintain their data. Okay? All these are huge challenges for unskilled people like pharmacy teachers. And that is where we have to rethink about what we are really doing. Are we really equipped with these things? If suppose we take up a training program of 4 weeks on Moodle, or if we learn Genomio, and if we learn how to add contents on Genomio or Moodle, can we say that we are efficient teachers or we are very nicely doing online education? This question we should ask ourselves. Okay, what is happening is someone is giving direction that okay, 20% syllabus should be taught online, and before beginning of the semester, before the first day of beginning of the semester, 20% content should be there online. Okay, so this kind of activities create problems with the quality of material that we are creating. Unless and until we have understanding about pedagogy related to blended learning, we cannot create proper tools to be deployed online which students will be able to use. This is very problematic. Okay, now let me share with you that there is a national mission called as Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission for Teachers and Training. Okay, whatever we are learning today, whatever knowledge that has reached us today, is because of that very efficient, very nicely designed mission for making the education or training the teachers to use such kind of tools and training them to be efficient in all the situations. Okay, just let me ask you one question. If suppose corona pandemic had not affected us, do you feel that pharmacy teachers would have become so much serious about online learning? This is a question worth asking. Okay, I'm sure that we would have taken it as some another faculty development program which we attain for certificates or promotions. Okay. Corona has done a good thing to us, that it has compelled every one of us to learn about online learning, to learn about at least how to edit videos, how to put titles to the videos. All of us have learned what is meant by quiz, whether we can use that quiz in the classroom or not, what is meant by polls, whether we can use those polls for online education or not. All these things we have been pushed to learn. Okay, it was not something that has happened from our side. We have been compelled to learn regarding this because there is no other way in which we can communicate with our students today. But friends, this approach itself of being pushed to learn the things is not a good approach. Actually, whatever is happening in the field of engineering, or at least in the field of pedagogy, or at least in the field of ICT blended learning methods, we all teachers must have learned about this much earlier, at least 5 years before. 80% of the teachers must have got trained in this particular aspect, so that these activities would have not become haphazard at the 11th hour. Okay, whatever has happened now, just now I told you the real situation of pharmacy teachers. This doesn't apply to engineering teachers because they had been there in the flow since a long. Okay, many these engineering colleges had conducted multiple AU classrooms. They're connected with their leading institutions like IITs. Their teachers got trained. They had understanding about all these ICT blended technologies. We pharmacy teachers remained a little aloof. And this is the right time when we should rapidly cope up with the developments which have happened in this field. Okay? But for that, we need some basic understanding about what we are talking of. Okay? When we say online learning, what we are talking about? When we say blended learning, what is meant by that? When we are saying online blended education and its pedagogy, what is meant by that? For this, we need to sit quietly aside with the study material. We have to discuss amongst ourselves what really is needed, how we are going to keep the contents online. See, what has happened is when someone compelled us, like say, vice chancellors told that you should create online content for 20% of the syllabus. They conducted a training for teachers, and this was really a revolutionary thing. Okay, somewhere the university mechanism got so nicely activated that it involved all the affiliated college teachers, brought them together on the single platform, and taught them how to create online material. Okay, so this is something that is taken us towards a real advancement. Okay, I'm happy that Corona struck us. We were paralyzed in terms of ability to teach, and the booster dose of this particular technology that was given to us from whole mechanism, starting from government, starting from universities, from our administrators, and up to our teachers. So this whole mechanism has got at once activated, and this is the really good sign that we are moving towards the right direction. But still, understanding the basic need of this particular exercise is something that we need to look at. Okay? So in my particular talk now, I'll be discussing with you what is meant by this, what kind of material we want to keep on the repositories which we will be creating on university websites. Okay, many of us, what they have done, when they were asked to create material, they created PowerPoint presentations. They went one step ahead. They added voice to the PowerPoint presentations. Few teachers went still more ahead. They added the videos to the PowerPoint presentations. And then they said that, okay, sir, this is my online content and this can be deployed on the university website. Okay. Few people went ahead to add a couple of animations in their presentations. Okay, friends, is this what is expected from 20% completion of online syllabus? Or there is something else which is expected from the teachers? If suppose you create a PowerPoint presentation with narration, with a video and with animation, can we say that we are really serving our students in the correct manner? Okay, apart from this, now we can contend that no, this is what we will be keeping on university website, but we will be conducting regular lectures also by using platforms like Zoom or WebEx or OBS or StreamYard, the way in which I am presenting now. So someone may say that no, we are going to conduct lectures also in this particular manner, and the students will be having some material on the university website in that repository. So together that will be enough for students to prepare for this particular syllabus. Okay, let's accept this. Okay, this is what was expected. So you're needed to talk to the students directly through some platform, and some online material was necessary. And this is how we are now going for teaching online. Okay, and that is what we are saying, online blended education. Okay, we are interacting with the students online. We have kept some material on a repository which students will be accessing, and then we are saying this whole two things, if they come together, that should be considered as online blended education. Okay, but friends, while doing this, we have to be very, very conscious. Let's see what kind of problems that may arise when going for such kind of online blended education. Okay. But before going to this, let me share with you that initially I'll be trying to discuss about what is meant by blended learning. Was this word there from beginning, or because of corona this word blended learning has come up? Second important point is how we are going to go for online plus blended learning. Is it different from classroom blended learning, or it is same as classroom blended learning? And whatever we were discussing in, or whatever we're doing in the pedagogy of blended learning, is it going to apply to online blended education also? That's what we have to consider again. In this particular talk, I will be discussing regarding online educational resources, open educational resources, okay, which are freely available to everyone. And I will be talking about learning management systems to some extent. And then we'll see what kind of resources are available. Okay. But friends, when I start telling that there are some ways in which you can create the content, there are some LMS or LMSs available online, they are free of cost, you can very easily understand how to do that. We may get confused that there are so many things how we can go ahead. Okay. Even today, when we tried this stream ad with the organizer for the first time, we had to learn how to do that. Okay. So since yesterday afternoon, we were trying to understand how to use this particular thing, how to coordinate, how to go ahead. Okay. So this kind of so many techniques are available, how to deal with this. Even that we have to understand. A couple of weeks before, in our university, North Maharashtra University, Kavyatri Bahinabai Chaudhary, North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon, we attended a 4-day long training about creation of online learning material. Okay, let me tell you, there were hundreds of different methods which were shared by the resource persons. Literally hundreds of methods to create the video, to create quiz, to create PowerPoint presentations, to add voice to them, to record videos, to record screens. Hundreds of various means were told. And at the end of this particular session of 4 days, we were given certificates. And when 15 days have passed, again, if suppose I have to develop something, I have to again refer back to that particular lecture, because in those 4 days, we were literally bombarded with technology. And the same is happening about you also. So many technologies are available. You cannot spare time to learn all of them. When you go for a new technology, there will be some confusion in your mind, and you will become a learner again. Okay. How to go about all these situations? That is the biggest questions that each teacher is facing today. Okay. Friends, let's see what we actually do in teaching and learning process. Let it be conventional teaching or online teaching. What are the components of this process? What we really do when we go for online teaching, online learning, or classroom teaching and classroom learning? There are 5 steps, and these steps I have written here according to my understanding. Okay. There are 5 steps through which we and our students go when we are delivering some material to our students, or when we are making our students to learn something. Which are those 5 steps? First step is we have to develop the content of that particular class. let it be online class or offline class, we have to first develop the content. That first thing. Second thing is we have to disseminate that content to the students. We have to present the content to the students. This is the second step that we have to take. And as teachers, we have to take the last step, fifth step, that we have to evaluate our students. We have to evaluate our students' learning. Okay? On the part of students, what they will be doing, they will be interacting with us as well as with their peers during this interaction or during this dissemination of knowledge. And they will assimilate that particular knowledge that we are providing them. Okay? So these two things students will be doing, and they are the central part of this whole process. Okay? So this is what we are doing as teachers, and this is what students are doing in either classroom teaching learning or online teaching learning. So these are the 5 steps through which we have to go when we deliver each single lecture of our syllabus. Develop content, disseminate them in particular manner, evaluate it. That's what teacher is doing. Interact with the students, interact with the peers for students, and assimilate the knowledge, learn the knowledge. This is what students are doing now. Okay. Whatever we are doing for conventional class, there will be some understanding about these 5 steps. Suppose this corona was not there. Okay. And by now we would have started actual live classrooms. Even in that situation, we would have gone for the same 5 steps. Now the corona is there. We have no other means than going online. So we have gone online, and there also we'll have to do the same thing. We have to go through these 5 steps. Okay. The philosophy of teaching for live classroom and an online classroom, they are not differing. Our intention to deliver the knowledge is same. The way we want to deliver the knowledge and the extent to which we want to deliver the knowledge, they are also same. The problem is with technology, and the problem is with use of technology to meet our objectives. So that's what is more challenging now. Okay. Friends, this is what just now I am telling you, that in pre-corona era, we were conducting actual classrooms, but along with actual classrooms, there was necessity of some online kind of material. And this is the part of this ICT blended revolution that we pharmacy teachers have largely missed. We could not cope up with blending of actual classroom with online learning, which was necessary. And regarding this, free training was given since last 5 to 6 years. Okay. Since last 5 to 6 years, under the mission of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission for Teachers and Teaching, there was exhaustive training available for all teachers free of cost, which was conducted by IITs. And very few pharmacy teachers really participated in that kind of training. And that was the reason why we could not understand ICT blended learning properly. We feel that that is not our field. But for each and every teacher, it was necessary that they should have already got equipped with blended kind of learning even before corona pandemic. Okay. Now what has happened is, during corona period, no doubt this period is going to last for a few months or more, maximum to 1 year. Okay. During this period, we have to conduct online classes and we have to prepare online material. Both these things we have to do. How to do that? That is the question. But before that, we have to understand the 2 words which are now being used in many seminars, webinars, and learning materials. Those words are synchronous learning and asynchronous learning. Okay? We have to understand what is meant by this. Synchronous learning is something that happens in actual classroom. There are 60 students, and to all the 60 students, a teacher is teaching. He is facilitating their learning of a particular topic. All the students are discussing, thinking, understanding the same topic and getting their questions resolved from their teachers within the classroom. This is something which is happening synchronously. As a cohort, the entire class is learning the same thing. The entire class is having same learning objectives in that particular time point or at that particular time point. So we are saying this is something which is synchronous learning. Now what has happened is we have gone online. Suppose you are delivering a lecture using Zoom, or you are delivering a lecture using your YouTube channel. In that case, many students of your class will be learning the same thing. They will be having same learning objectives. They will be interacting with each other for same point of the syllabus. So whatever we are doing online, that also should be considered as synchronous learning. Okay. So whatever we are doing in live manner, this lecture is going on in live manner. Around 200 teachers have joined me. So this is synchronous kind of discussion, synchronous kind of learning. Now what is meant by asynchronous learning then? Asynchronous learning is self-paced learning, okay, where there will be 100 students attending the course, but each one of them will be at different level of understanding. Each one of them will be studying a different aspect of that particular subject. They may interact with each other through discussion groups, but at the same point as it happens in the live classroom, they are not synchronously working on the same issue related to the syllabus. So it is possible that when one student is learning first point of the first chapter, it's possible that someone else from the same class of online learning will be discussing about the third or fourth chapter. So this kind of self-paced learning is called as asynchronous learning. Now question comes, why we need to combine this synchronous with asynchronous? Is it really necessary that if suppose I am conducting actual class, I'm going to the classroom, I'm interacting with 75 students, I'm telling them the subject matter, I'm letting them to ask questions, I am asking them questions and trying to extract answers from them, then is it really necessary that there should be some part which should be done in an asynchronous manner? This is what we have to learn about blended learning. Okay, ICT blended learning was there when we were going to live classrooms. We were entering in the class, we were discussing with the students. Still, there was necessity of online material that was necessary, that was there, and that was created by teachers, that was provided to students for their out of class learning. Okay. Now, when I say out of class learning, few of you must have understood that I am talking about flipped classroom. Okay. Many of us have come to know about this particular term by now. Flipped classroom, we have all understood about this. We have at least come across this particular word. But this flipped classroom was there when we were actually going to the class. We were lively present in the class. We were interacting in live manner with the students. At that time also, we needed some online material. Okay. And that was considered as blended learning. Right? Means there was something that we had kept aside for live discussions in the classroom. There was something which we had kept aside online, and both these things we were blending together and making our teaching more efficient. That was considered as blended learning. That was considered as online or ICT blended teaching and learning process. Okay. So when you are saying online learning, it cannot be independent of live interactions. When we are saying blended online learning, it cannot be independent, just giving a lecture on Zoom. See, what is happening at present is a teacher goes live on Zoom, he presents his PPT, he delivers his lecture, maybe conducts some polls, asks some questions, takes presentee, all these things he is doing. But friends, is this what is sufficient for teaching properly? Are there some problems of online learning? You yourself consider. Now this particular talk you are listening in your mobiles. majority of you, 90% of you are listening to me, seeing my presentation in your mobile handsets. Okay, the screen is not more than 6 inches in size, right? Now, is there any problem with this kind of learning as compared to actual classroom interactions? Everyone will accept that yes, there are problems, right? Now question comes whether whatever online material we plan to put on internet, will it be complementary to this Zoom class, or that will be finishing independent part of the syllabus? 20% syllabus we will be finishing online through keeping some content on the website. 80% will be finishing through Zoom. Is this what we are doing and calling it as blended learning, online learning? This is the biggest question that we have to answer today. Okay, we have to use actual classroom teaching as well as online material in association with each other to make our classes better. That is where ICT blended technology is coming. Now what has happened is we have created a wrong notion that we will be keeping 20% syllabus online. Remaining things we will be delivering through Zoom or through WebEx. And we'll see, we will say that our teaching is effective now. Okay, friends, I am skeptical how much this particular technique is useful for the students. Okay, we ourselves must think what we are doing by saying that we will finish 20% syllabus by keeping something online. Can it really happen? This is the big question. And if suppose still we have to finish 20% syllabus by keeping something online, what precautions we have to take while creating our learning material? That is again important. Okay, I am afraid that after saying that we are delivering 20% content through a repository, online repository, we will not teach that content to our students even through live sessions. That should not happen. Okay, we should use the repository of material that we'll be creating. Along with that, we'll have to take online class of even that portion of the syllabus. Then only we will be considering this to be efficient learning. And then this is where your ICT blended learning becomes important. Okay, it is not that finish 20% syllabus by putting your PowerPoint presentations with narration on website. Remaining 80% syllabus you finish through Zoom. And that's how 100% syllabus is to be completed. I am afraid this is not what is expected from teachers. Okay, so I'm sharing with you how we have to go ahead for finishing 100% syllabus in a proper manner, even through online classes. Okay, so this is the background of my talk now. Okay, so friends, just now I told you what is synchronous learning. In pre-corona era, synchronous learning was live classroom along with ICT blended content. In case of corona era, there will be online interaction through Zoom, through WebEx or other platforms, along with ICT blended contents which are present on the internet. Both these things will go hand in hand in the corona span. Fortunately, if the corona gets over within a year, within 6 months, then when we shift back to pre-corona era live classroom interactions, we must be able to utilize the material that we are creating today, and that too for better understanding of the students, considering pedagogical aspects, students' response, students' problems, and so on. Okay. Now we all know that to do all these things, we have very, very efficient technology available with us. Today, around 200 teachers have joined me, and we are learning and discussing about something. So this is a kind of empowerment of a teacher. We can use this particular empowerment in the real sense and make our teaching really very, very efficient. Okay, okay friends, within a couple of minutes, we will see what was really happening to the live classrooms before pre-corona era, pre-corona pandemic era, we were going to classrooms, like, and then every year we are using the same teaching material repeatedly, and the same was happening for years together. Okay, many teachers had prepared their notes. They were using the same notes across the years. Very few, I don't feel, not more than 0.5% of us had created some online material for teaching to our students, or making our teaching learning process more efficient. That never happened. So whatever we were doing was a PPT in which we were having extract of some textbook, some animations, videos we had added to them by using YouTube and all, and then that material we were using for teaching learning process. Okay, so whatever was happening there was happening in the classroom, and teacher was the center of the classroom. That's what was the biggest problem with teaching learning process. Okay, so whatever proceedings happened in the classroom, only teacher was responsible for them. If there is noise in the classroom, the principal will scold the teacher that he is not managing the class properly. Okay, students were never considered to be the center of the classroom. And what had happened because of this is, we had come up with this particular problematic trend, backbenchers superhumans. We started to think that there are some very smart students in the classroom who tease the teachers in between, who talk, pass comments in between, and then they were considered to be really smart people. Okay, why this happened? It happened because the students themselves did not feel that they are the center point of the classroom. They thought the teacher is the center of the classroom. So it is responsibility of the teacher to teach, rather than it is responsibility of the student to learn. Okay. So this kind of conventional setup of teacher-centric education was the biggest problem of classroom teaching. What is happening online now? Do you feel this online learning is also teacher-centric? The thing that we are doing, isn't it teacher-centric? Teacher is presenting himself through Zoom. Students are listening to him. Means we have not shifted the model of teacher-centric learning. Even though we have come out of classroom, we have gone online. The whole process has remained teacher-centric even now. Okay. Another important issue regarding this teacher-centric learning is students study just before examinations. Even in the classrooms, they use classroom time as an enjoyment. That is because of which backbenchers were considered as superhumans. In all colleges, we give preparation leaves, and students study for a couple of nights and they pass their exams. And that is the biggest problem, because of which we say that students are not attending the classes. Okay. We are saying that students are not interacting with each other in the classroom or even out of the classroom. We say that there is no collaborative learning amongst the students in the classroom. So in conventional method of teaching, we are somewhere missing all these things in the classroom, and we are making the teacher as a center of everything that happens in the class. Students are not at all responsible for anything. Same is happening in online process. Okay. So earlier, students bunked the class by jumping over the borders of the classroom or jumping over the borders of their college buildings. Okay. They ran away from the schools or ran away from the college or classrooms. What is happening now is, you are going online, you are trying to teach your students regarding something. Students put you on mute on their mobiles, they stop your video and allow you to continue. Okay. It is similar to bunking. And this bunking has become easier now. They do not need to take too many efforts to bunk the class. Just they can mute you, just they can hide your video, and they can happily do whatever they want to do. I'm sure that many teachers accept that this kind of issues are happening in their online classes now. Or when they conduct the online classes, these issues are going to happen. Means because of Corona, we are going online. Because Corona has compelled us, we are trying to use ICT blended learning or ICT for teaching process. But whatever is happening in the classroom, the same will happen online. The same will happen in a smarter way online with least efforts. Then you can say, no, we will be taking polls in between. Students will say, unfortunately, during that particular period, I had lost my network. They'll say that, sir, for half of the class, I did not have network. I tried a lot. Okay. What we should do in that class? Can we punish the student? And this is common problem now. Okay. At least 25% of the students will be telling such kind of reasons. Now it's possible that students who are from good economic background, they can afford to buy internet, they can afford to buy good phones and be there in your classes. Still, there are a huge proportion of our classrooms where the students come from economically backward classes, and it is difficult for them to manage to buy internet, to have good smartphones to learn or to attend your classes. And within a family, if there are 2 or 3 learners, then the family cannot have 3 smartphones and 3 internet packages. It's very difficult. What should we do in this case now? Will our Zoom lecture help our students, or do we need something else to help our students to learn the material properly, learn the study material properly? This is the big question that we have to answer, and this is where we have to efficiently use the technology so that even the person who is having least access to internet must be able to join that particular lecture, must be able to learn, and must be able to learn at his pace, at his speed. Whole this process should happen. Then we'll be able to really teach our students online. Otherwise not. There should be enough flexibility in online classes. There should be enough flexibility in online material that is provided to the students. No doubt there will be some compulsion at some time points, but this cannot happen across the week for months together. If you are teaching online, that will be a havoc for students. You imagine as a student, you have to attend B.Pharm classes. Per day, there will be 3 or 4 classes. In 1 week, there are 5 to 6 days. Means at least 15 to 16 lectures the student has to attend on his mobile phone. Per day, he has to attend 3 continuous lectures on his mobile phone. Can you imagine what kind of focus the student will be having? What kind of learning will happen in such kind of interactions? Do you feel this will be efficient way of teaching the student? Now what happens is with teachers, per day there are 3 teachers. Okay, so first teacher will conduct 1 hour, immediately second teacher will come, immediately third teacher will come. But student is sticking to that mobile screen for 3 long hours and is trying to learn the things. There is no interaction between the teachers in this particular period. So whatever is happening is kind of pool or something. But you can imagine if continuously you are asked to do this repeatedly every day, what will be your situation? What will be the level of focus that you will be able to maintain for such continued classes? Okay, friends, even in live classrooms, at least students are looking at each other, they're discussing something in between the 5 minutes gap that happens between the classes. In online learning, we are losing even those interactions. How the students will learn? And continuously, this we have all faced in online FDPs, right? When there were live interactions, to attend all live interactions was a great burden on all of us. Okay. So this is the scenario in which we have to create our study material. Why we have to go online? Why we have to create a repository of knowledge online? Is because we want our students to learn at their pace, to get access to the study material as and when they want it. And then they should be able to use this ICT, information and communication technology, to interact with each other as well as to interact with teachers. Okay. All these things should happen together. Then only it will be real teaching learning process. Then only you will be doing some justice to your students in the corona period. Otherwise, if suppose you are using Zoom continuously for days together, you're just satisfying yourself that you are doing something. You put yourself in the student's role, go across the table and think how the students might be learning. They are in their homes. There are many other things which are to happen on that mobile. There will be more than one people who will be using that mobile. There will be chaos at home, some function at home. All these things are going to disturb him. Okay. In this situation, how best we can create our lectures, how best we can deploy our lectures, how best we can make our students learn. That is the most important thing. Okay. Keeping your PPTs with voiceover on internet, how much it's going to help, we have to decide. And then we have to come up with a blending of these two things, live interactions and repository of material on internet. Combine them to be the facilitator of using both these things for your students. Let there be some peer learning. Let there be some discussion on a blog or on a discussion group of your LMS between the students so that they learn the things at their pace, and then create the material that will help the students in real manner. Okay. Now the problems is, friends, we already have lost the chance to learn about ICT blended learning. We have very less time. In this short time span, we cannot create the material to be put on university websites that will be really useful for our students for blended learning. See, what understanding we are getting about 20% syllabus online is, we are not going to teach that syllabus, isn't it? We'll be putting it online. We'll ask the students to attend it, learn from it, and appear for first sessional examination. Something like that might happen if this is not clearly told to the teachers. Okay. There should be proper blending of live interaction and the study material kept on the website. For this, you must have clear-cut understanding that whatever 20% you are going to teach, you will be going live for that class, but the material that you are keeping online, that will help your students to learn the things, that will help or enable your students to grasp the study material, to assimilate the knowledge, test their knowledge, and appear for the exam. All these things are expected to happen. Then only there will be some meaning of creating online content and putting them on the websites, otherwise not. Okay. How we are going to do this? Okay. See, whatever happens in conventional teaching or conventional classroom, that we call as instructor-led training, is where the teacher will be at the center of the class. He will be training the students. He will be guiding the students through the content of that whole by a crunch of that particular class, a part that he wants to teach to the class. Then the students will learn it. There will not be any online kind of learning in that case. Okay. In online learning, on the other hand, there will be only online content that is available, and student will learn on his own, and teacher will not be available to him in live sessions. That will be something like online learning. But when we say e-learning or blended learning, it is a blend of these two things: blend of live teaching, blend of online material, blend of interactions similar to classroom or similar to online interaction. So all these things should come together. Then it will be considered as real online blended learning for efficient delivery of the study material. Otherwise not. Okay. Only Zoom lectures, you yourself imagine what will happen to you if you continuously listen to Zoom lectures, 3 lectures a day for 25 days of a month, do you feel that you will remember what you listened in the first lecture? I am afraid I won't say that this kind of teaching can be efficient. Okay. But if you use something to support your students, then this online learning, online teaching can become efficient, and using the small screen of mobile, your students will be able to at least go through the syllabus properly. Okay. Now let me ask you, what is meant by online learning? If suppose you video record entire lecture and keep on college website. Okay, that's what I think we are considering about 20% syllabus now. Create your video lecture, deploy it on university website, let the students listen to it. That will be our online learning for that particular syllabus, or that will be our learning material. Is it the learning material really? Now, if suppose you create your website where you put your video lectures and PPTs, you store them, a list of lectures, list of PPTs is there. That is your online learning, you are saying. Is it online learning, online blended learning? You provide a course on Moodle, Genome or WordPress to your students. And you say that, okay, this is my online blended teaching process. You attend this particular class on Moodle, answer the questions, I will evaluate it at the end. Is it what we are expecting from online blended learning? Or it is something more than that? Is blending means live interaction along with all these resources? What is the meaning of this? So friends, when we are saying blending, it will be live classroom plus online material together. And this live classroom will be complementary to the online content. Online content will be complementary to the live material. Okay. This is what we have to learn, understand while creating the online material that we want to put on the university website. Okay. That is what we have to learn now. We have to understand now. Okay. Question comes, why we should blend these things? Okay. Anyone can ask. Okay, wait, I am happily conducting a Zoom classroom. Why I should keep something else on the website? Is it really necessary? Are we saying that live classroom teaching that we were doing was inefficient? It was ineffective? So there was necessity of ICT blended learning? Are we convinced that our classroom teaching was highly effective, or there were some issues with classroom teaching? Same question we can ask about online learning also. Same question we can ask about our Zoom classroom. Is your Zoom classroom effective? This is what we should ask ourselves. Okay. If you are giving or delivering the entire syllabus on Zoom classroom, can you say that it is ICT blended kind of learning? This is a big question. Okay, now if suppose your student does not, just puts you on mute, he hides your video and learns from some other resources which are available on internet. He goes to Khan Academy, he goes to some online lectures which are available on YouTube. He doesn't listen to you. Is that okay? Or we need to combine available knowledge with our classroom teaching, with our online Zoom classes? We have to think about this also. Okay. The problem that has happened is, even the senior most teachers, even the teachers who have spent 30-35 years in the classroom teaching, they are openly accepting it now that students are not attending the classes to the extent which is expected by the teachers. What is happening in the online classes? Do you feel the students are really attending them? All 3 lectures in a day for 6 days continuously for a couple of months like this? It's a big question worth asking. So we have to think about all these things together. Should we keep on talking for 15 minutes on Zoom classroom? It is worth asking. If you conduct a poll in between, will it increase the students' engagement in the class for 3 continuous classes? Worth asking. Okay. So whatever we are doing now, it should be a blend of what we should deliver online, what we should keep in the repository. Okay. And regarding this, very systematic training is available on YouTube. All the teachers should try to see what is ICT blended learning. For this, very good lectures have been freely uploaded on YouTube by IIT Mumbai faculty people. Okay, very senior faculties related to information communication technology and pedagogical technologies have given clear-cut understanding about what is meant by ICT blended learning. And is this blending really necessary for classroom teaching? Is it really necessary for online teaching also? Online live sessions through Zoom. So friends, this is where we are now, and we want to create our material, deliver our lectures in such a way that they both remain complementary to each other. Students get engaged in your lecture, students interact with each other and with you, students learn the background material from uploaded content on the website. All these things should happen together, then only we will be able to say that we are really trying to cope up with the challenge of corona pandemic. Otherwise not. Otherwise, just what we were doing in the classroom in live teaching, we are poorly doing it in online teaching, because the technology through which, or the device through which the material is reaching your students is not that effective. There are very few interactions in Zoom learning or in WebEx learning. In this situation, we have to create our study material. We have to plan our lectures online. Let it be Zoom, let it be this WebEx, or let it be StreamYard, the way we are doing it. We have to know how to create all these things. Okay? Friends, this is the serious issue that has come. When we're thinking about classroom, because of ICT blended learning, our role as a sage means a sadhu, a guru. In a classroom, a teacher stands on the stage and he delivers his lecture, he delivers his sermon. So he is the guide on that particular side. Okay, so he is the preacher and the students are learning. This is what is generally happening in conventional classrooms. But because of advent of ICT blended learning, now the teacher has become a guide on the side of the student. From that bench or from the stage which is there in the classroom, the teacher has come into the students groups and he is discussing with them, he is enabling them to learn using the ICT blended learning. Unfortunately, from this particular situation, which was new to us, we had not even got acquainted with this situation properly, immediately we were shifted to online learning, online teaching. And now we have become presenters online. And we have to understand that we have to become facilitators of online learning for our students. This is a difficult situation about which we should very, very consciously think. Okay. All right, after this much background, let us see what we are actually doing. When we say that we want to create our classroom material, what we really need? Friends, we need videos of our own lectures or small bits of our lectures. We need our video presentations or PowerPoint presentations. We need quizzes. We need polls. We need animations, which we will be deploying through online teaching methods. Okay. In Zoom classroom also, in that PPT, I will be putting some presentation and I'll ask my students to see that presentation. Depending upon that, answer some quiz, answer to the poll related question, and go ahead. This is what we are planning to do in the Zoom classroom or in the online classroom. But friends, is it that simple? Do we need to really do a serious homework before going online? This is worth thinking. Each teacher must be very, very serious before going online for conducting a small bit of his syllabus, for teaching the small bit of his syllabus. Many of us have come to know that there is something called as learning objectives in our syllabus, and PCS syllabus is mentioned about each subject's learning objectives. For each subject, there are learning objectives, and throughout teaching, we should meet those learning objectives. Using those learning objectives, we have to have a lecture plan. Many times, unconsciously, we are doing all these things. Like, say, tomorrow I have to conduct a lecture, or consider the today's lecture only. I had to conduct this lecture. I was preparing for this for one whole week. What should be the content of this particular presentation? What I will be telling my students or my fellow colleagues? What kind of demonstrations I will be showing them? What kind of interactions I am expecting from them? Will there be some queries that the teachers will ask us? All these things were I was continuously thinking to make this 1 hour presentation for going online. Okay. Now you can imagine about the teacher who has to conduct 9 lectures per week. What kind of efforts are involved in this particular thing? Okay. And this is really a serious matter. If someone is thinking that 20% syllabus can be deployed on the university website at once, we have to rethink about this. We have to give time to the teachers, let them collaborate, let them prepare the material properly, and bit by bit you go on uploading it on the internet, on the university website. That will be better, instead of collecting 20% syllabus at once and dumping the whole syllabus on the website. It will be better that you ask teachers to prepare material for one topic in 1 week, and that topic should be taught in the next week. Like this, we should go bit by bit. That will be the real justice to what we are doing. Okay. So friends, arranging for an online class, arranging for a Zoom session or a YouTube session is this much critical, because you have to plan for each minute of the talk that you are designing there. Okay. So we have to have something like a lecture plan. For one lecture, when I'm going for teaching one topic, I have to study a lot. I have to spend hours together in creating my teaching material. This was difficult in live classroom. It is far more difficult in online learning. Okay. So a teacher's workload is tremendously increased if he is going for online learning process in real sense. If you just want to conduct Zoom sessions and ask the students to listen to that and answer the questions as they were doing in earlier period, then okay, there are no issues. But if you really want to teach properly to your students and make your students to understand the content, to assimilate the knowledge, then it is difficult. Okay. Imagine your students who are learning online, they will be appearing for GPAT after a few days. What will be their situation? Do you feel that this kind of teaching is efficient for them? Or we need to do something else? Friends, we have to very critically plan our lectures, plan our each minute online when we are going for online teaching. Okay. I'm going to explain this to you by using a sample topic of cardiotonics. If suppose I have to teach in the next week about this cardiotonics in 3 lectures, then I will need one whole week for preparation of this particular topic. Okay. And I will need serious involvement in this complete preparation. Because when I go for cardiotonics, consider I am going for a Zoom session. My third year students want to learn cardiotonics from me. While planning this lecture, I should think about something like concept map. Okay. So it is a request to all authorities that if you want to plan online material to be deployed on university websites, ask the teachers to prepare a concept map for that particular session. What is concept map actually? Concept map is a map that delineates, that presents in a picturesque manner what you want your students to learn, what you want your students to know from the beginning itself, and what the students will be learning in your new lecture. This whole thing you have to plan in advance. Okay. So whoever is preparing a lecture or a material to be deployed on university websites must prepare such concept map about what he wants to do. I cannot say that I want to teach cardiotonics and I start with cardiotonics, their structure at all, because you are not going to be in touch with the student when he will be opening your presentation that is deployed online. There, your study material must be prepared considering all aspects of this particular concept map, so that you have some understanding about the student's prior knowledge. You have some understanding about the actual interactions that you want to do with the student. You have clear-cut understanding about what the students will repeatedly need to assimilate the knowledge. This whole thing you will have to consider together and prepare your resources. Then only your teaching is going to have some meaning. Otherwise, students will be learning on their own. You will be doing just a kind of dry business where nothing is delivered to students. Students keep you on mute, students hide your video, and they start reading the books. That's what may happen if our material is not properly prepared. Okay. So in concept map, if suppose I want to teach my students about cardiotonics, what I expect my students to know is they should know anatomy of heart. They should know how blood is circulated through heart. They should know what is physiology associated with the cardiac cycle. I want that they should know what is meant by membrane potential, what is meant by ion channels, what happens if the potential is increased or decreased. The whole knowledge should be there already with the students if they have to understand cardiotonics. Okay. They also should recall few things related to pathophysiology that they have learned in second or third semester. Because of this semester pattern, a discontinuity has been created in the content. Within that 6 months, I learned pathophysiology of heart or heart diseases. And somewhere in 7th semester, I will be learning about the drugs acting on that particular pathophysiological condition. So it is really not correct to expect the student to remember what he learned in 2nd semester and apply it in 7th semester. May not happen. May not happen about 90% of the students. Okay. So while creating your contents, this is what you have to think, and this is where the concept map will help you. You want that your students already know what is heart failure because you want to teach them about cardiotonics. All these things should be there in front of the students before they attend your live session. Okay, that is what is meant by blending of ICT with blending of teaching. Means blend between ICT and teaching is here. You expect something should be known to students. You are delivering that to your students through online mode using ICT techniques. The students goes through it partially before attending your class. After attending your class, he again goes to the material. He learns from that. In your class, he interacts with you. He clears your doubts, and the process continues. Even after finishing your class, the student can raise questions. His peers, other students, can answer that particular question. There can be a combined understanding about that, which will be presented in the blogs or in the discussion sessions or discussion forums. You will be finalizing whether the students have correctly understood it or not. This whole process together will be considered as efficient online teaching. just conducting Zoom session, or just conducting or just keeping disconnected material, disconnected PowerPoint presentation of cardiotonics on university website is not going to help at all. Students will just by heart those things, they will omit it in their answer sheets, and they will pass the exams. That's what is going to happen. Okay. So while planning your lecture, while planning your study material to be deployed on your university websites, for which you are going to conduct a Zoom session also, you have to use such concept map. This is for one topic. For each topic, you will be having some detail about what you expect from the students to know in the beginning of the class itself, what you will be doing in the classroom, what you want the students to do after the classroom, how to continue that interaction. In each of these steps, technology helps you, and that is where the real learning will happen. Otherwise, it will be similar to bunking the lectures or attending them without any significance, going home, learning from the textbooks, and appearing for the examination. We are not really utilizing the technology properly for making our classes efficient. So that's what we have to learn and we have to understand while preparing the learning material. If you have these things in your mind, then probably you will be able to plan the contents accordingly. Okay. Now let us see what actually we do in this particular thing. Synchronous learning, as it is happening live online now, it can happen through all these different ways. Zoom, WebEx, OBS, Google Class, Google Meet, StreamYard, hundreds of such resources are available to everyone. Now what to use, you decide. Okay. Or staff members of a particular institute should conduct a meeting, online meeting, and decide that this particular institute, our institute, will be using this particular platform for online delivery. Okay. I hope when we come together, teachers come together and decide that, okay, this is the right platform, this should be used for our institution, then the efforts of teachers will be directed in that particular manner. They will start learning how to use it, how to prepare it, how to join it with online material. So this is what is expected, and hope all staff members of individual institutions will come together and they will decide what to use. Okay. All these platforms are sufficiently friendly. They can enable you to conduct a class. There is no problem. Okay. But just now I have shared with you the problems which happen. You have to think about those problems also and start using these online classes. But friends, let me ask you, if you are on Zoom, you are on WebEx, you are using OBS for YouTube streaming or StreamYard for YouTube streaming, is there some problem? Is there something that you feel is missing? Yes. All of us know that we will go nostalgic for this kind of interactions. Now, when we look at the empty classes in the college, sometimes we feel disheartened that the liveliness of the institute has gone now. Okay. Now, this livelihood, this liveliness of the classroom, we have to bring in the online classes. How to do that? That is where the material developed by us will enable us to interact with our students and make our classes really useful to the students. Let's start now. If suppose I want to prepare some material to be put on the web, on our website, what we can use? Friends, there are many ways in which you can create your websites. Cheapest way, free way, is to use WordPress. WordPress is the site that enables you to use a website, to create your own website with least efforts and put your details on a website. Okay. Now, how to use this? You have to spend 2-3 hours with that particular WordPress.com and learn how to put a video on this particular WordPress, how to put your content on WordPress. I'm going to show you a sample. Okay, I'm going to show you a sample how you can create the material to be uploaded on website for your online class. What I want to teach my student, I want to teach my students about cardiotonics, but I'm not putting PPT of cardiotonic online. That I will be using in my live session. In online material, I will be taking my students through those things which are necessary for the students to learn. I hope this website is visible to you. Yes, we are seeing that we can create our free website of this kind. We can start telling our students that, okay, this is the heart, these are the compartments, and this will not be telling to third or final year students, but we expect that they should know it. So this material I will be providing to my students in the beginning itself. Before that live session, I'll be telling my students to go through all these contents. You get this? For example, I will tell you, so this kind of simple video we can create.
To C.R. Patil, I broke how cardiotonics modify the activity of failing heart. Right ventricle. On the left side, the upper compartment which is present is called as left atrium, and the lower compartment is called as left ventricle. Now, whatever blood comes through extremities, the blood which has been deoxygenated by tissues, that blood comes through inferior vena cava and superior vena cava.
Okay, so I've given you some glimpses about how efficiently you can use WordPress as a way to create a website of your own. Okay. Are you going to use this in the live classroom? If necessary, you can use it. If not necessary, you can ask your students to go through this material before they attend your online class. Then only their engagement in the class will be increased. Okay. See, the entire focus of creating online classes, going online, is to enable our students to understand the things. So to put on the website, you must have such kind of very efficient contents. Then only you will be able to increase the association of your students with your lecture. Now ask me what you really need for creating such a class, such a website. You need half of your day. You need 3 to 4 hours. You go to wordpress.com, you register yourself there. Within a fraction of a second, you will be getting the confirmation mail on your email account. Just click there, validate your account, and you will be able to go on adding the pages to that particular website. On each page, by simple clicking on the link or adding a link, you can connect it to the website. You can connect it to the YouTube video. You can connect it to the quiz. Like that, you can go on adding the material into it. Okay. Just now I have told you that very nicely you can create learning material for your student dependent upon your lecture plan. And that lecture plan is not only to prepare that PPT for cardiotonics and putting it on website or delivering it to online session. It is not the purpose of creating such content. The real purpose of the content is to enable your students to grasp the material. Okay. Just now, friends, I have shown you that there are videos in the example that I have shown you. Okay. This particular website is cardiotonics.wordpress.com. Okay. Cardiotonics.wordpress.com. Anyone can visit this particular website. It's free of cost. It is an open education resource. that I had created during one faculty development program. Okay. And now for your online teaching, if you want to teach cardiotonics, you can use this particular website for asking your student to have the prior knowledge, going through the content of this particular website to understand what I am delivering through online lecture, and then keep on interacting with each other by using this particular website, where they will be able to give me feedback, they will be able to discuss their issues with each other, they will be able to answer the questions of other classmates. All these things can be done efficiently by using such a website for which you do not need any prior training. If you understand what is meant by page, add page, you can press on the plus button on the screen. That much training is enough. If you know what is meant by web link, and if you can copy the web link and put it in the window for addition of the web link, automatically the things will happen. If you know how to edit the video and upload it on YouTube, you can easily prepare best contents for your classes and for your university websites also. Uploading a video on YouTube is a very, very easy task. I know all of you are aware about this. Editing a video is also very, very easy task. Let's see. So this is the website about which I am telling you. If suppose I want you to upload a video on YouTube, what you need is you need your own channel. Okay. On that channel, you can go and upload your videos by just clicking here. Okay. You can upload a video on your YouTube channel by just going to YouTube. You create your own channel and go for online creation of your videos. These are the simple steps through which you can go and start uploading the video material on your website. It is that easy. Okay. See, already we are here. We can just go and upload the material. We have to select the file. Wherever your any video file is there, you can take that video file and click on upload. Automatically, your video file will be uploaded on YouTube, and you will be getting a shareable link for that particular video. Okay. This is how you can upload the video on website. Sorry, upload the video on YouTube, and then that link for your video you can add to cardiotonics. Okay. That you can add to your WordPress website. So these are 2 or 3 things you have to learn. For uploading video, just now I have told you, you do not need more than 15 minutes to learn how to upload a video. Similarly, you do not need more than 2 to 3 minutes to know how to create a shareable link for that particular video. Then you go for WordPress site, just create a page, add a link on that page, and there you link your YouTube link, video link. That video will appear on that particular website like this. It is that simple. It is that simple. Only thing is you should have the desire to create your own material. Now someone may say that, no sir, this is very difficult. I cannot do it in the time that is given to me, because within next 15 days, our dean is asking us to create the study material and provide it to university. What I should do? For that also there is one answer. Instead of creating your material, you directly go to YouTube and search for the study material that is already available there. For example, I am going for cardiotonics mechanism of action. See what I did? I went to YouTube. I found out whether there are any videos on mechanism of action of cardiotonics. While using this material, I'll just check whether
This is Tyler. Tyler,
video,
with Grammarly's help,
just a
is
minute.
writing an email to his boss, Anita.
Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is you cannot create the material. Let it be. You cannot create your own video. Accept it. You cannot create your own presentation. Accept it. You just go to the YouTube channel, YouTube, and see for all those videos which are having Creative Common license. Okay. So after this particular discussion, you see what is meant by Creative Common license. Whichever video is having Creative Common license, you can copy that video and you can use it for your presentation. Okay. Now where you will get that Creative Common? See here at the bottom of that video, you can see that this particular video comes under Creative Common license. Okay. So this video you can happily use for the presentation that you want to create for non-commercial purposes for your classroom teaching. Okay. So instead of spending your time, if you feel that this particular content is correct, this particular content is as per your syllabus, it is not misleading the students, and you use this particular content for your website. What you do, you just copy this link, put it on your website, put it in your presentation, use it as such. Okay. Like this you can go and create your presentations. Now what I have done here is I have taken 15 long days to create the 4 videos which are there in this website for one topic. Okay. Each one is not needed to do this. Whatever material you get in the format of Creative Commons, like this. See here also I have put it that this particular material is Creative Common material. You have to just acknowledge that this has been created by me and use it for your purpose. So for cardiotonics, no one needs to create a material again. If you feel that whatever contents are there of this website sufficient, you use them. You tell the university that, okay, this is the content that we have developed for topic of cardiotonic. We will be using this for online learning. And our students will be going through this. But whatever live Zoom session you are conducting, that live Zoom lecture, you have to coordinate with this particular content of the website. And you have to enable the students to go through the part of this website before listening to you. Again, ask them to go through the whole entire part of this particular website after listening to you, and ask them to continue that interaction. Okay. Not only that, you will be able to understand whether your students are really getting the meaning correctly or not. In your website, you can put a quiz. Ask the students to answer this quiz so that in your Google account, you will get individual students' information regarding how the student is trading to this particular material, study material, whether he is really understanding it or not. And then at individual level, you can interact with those students to solve their questions. This will be making a teacher busy for his entire time. Many times we say 24/7. Something of that kind will happen if we have to go for such kind of teaching learning material or teaching learning process. But this is what is really expected from teachers if they are saying that they are doing online teaching and they are creating material for their online learning process. Okay. And this is not very difficult. Learn YouTube. Any college going student can teach you YouTube within half an hour. Learn creating websites. Even your students will teach you how to create websites for teachers. And if you feel some uneasiness, just go to Google, go to WordPress, start doing it yourself. 3-4 times you will miss the things, and they're free of cost. Keep on trying. So friends, I've told you to create the contents. You can use website, WordPress, YouTube, online free material which is available as the easiest way for creating the material. Only thing is, it is your responsibility to check that the material that you are using, online material that you are using, is correct. It will not confuse the students, and it delivers the correct meaning of the topic. It delivers what you wanted to tell your students. Just now I've shown you that you can add Google form to your that website. This too is easy. Just you have to add the link of that Google form. You will be able to do that. There is nothing like very complicated technology involved in whole this process. Only thing is, it requires your time, your dedicated time. If you provide within a day, you can learn all these things. It is that easy. So creating your website is not very difficult. Adding video to it, editing video is not very difficult. Adding quiz is also not very difficult. But why you are doing all these things, that you should know. You are doing all these things to support your online session, or to use these things in your online session to make your students understand the content, subject content better. That is what is expected from a teacher when he is creating online material. Everything is not needed from your side. Whatever open educational resources are available, you use those resources. Okay? I can share examples of open education resources with your dean and with sir also, who is organizer of this particular session, so that you can come to know how easily study material is available on internet. Okay, so this is one approach. Now someone may say that, no sir, I cannot create my website, what should I do? You use PowerPoint presentation, no problem. In that PowerPoint presentation, you add animations, you add videos, then you create or you record your complete presentation, considering all these pedagogical aspects, considering that unless and until you support it with some asynchronous learning, your students will not be engaged in the class properly. So for that asynchronous learning, which student will be doing at his own pace, you have to create supportive material. So in online session, there is live talk with the students. You can interact with them. You can ask them to raise hands. You can ask them to ask questions. You can conduct polls. You can conduct quizzes if possible. But to support real understanding of the topic, you need such kind of interactions, such kind of study material. Okay. All right, friends. There is one more aspect of learning management system. What we should do with learning management system? How difficult it is a question. Friends, very easily, just now I've shown you that WordPress is free of cost. Similarly, Gnomeo is free of cost. You can easily create your own course in Gnomeo within half an hour. To that, you can add your videos. To that, you can add your quiz. To that, you can add your text material. So many things you can do. Okay. Just let us have a look at it. I have taken sufficient time, I think. So within next 10 minutes, I will be taking you through this particular content of Gnomeo. I am opening the website which is already there. The name of this website is pharmacology.gnomeo.com, which we had created for our own purpose. I'm already having my username and password for this. So I'm entering in directly into this website, and just I want to show you how you can easily add the details in this particular website that you create or learning management system that you use. So in this, we have created one course. If suppose I want to add something in my course, then I will have to just go here, turn the editing on, and just go on adding activities or links to this particular page. Okay. See, I can add assignments, I can add a chat group, I can add different databases, I can add lessons, I can add quizzes, I can add SCORM packages. So many things I can do by using this particular website. No doubt, you have to think about this if it is really necessary for you, and if in your institute you are going to use a same platform. Okay. Why we go for LMS? It is because it not only provides us a chance for delivering the material, but it also helps us to evaluate our students. Okay. We can come to know whether the students are really participating in that learning process or not. We can evaluate our students. We can see how they are progressing. So all these things you can do by using a learning management system. Do this if your entire institution is planning to go for Genomio. Okay. And this can be done easily. This is also free of cost. Beyond this, I would like to share with you these two resources which IIT Mumbai has created for teachers. These are very simple, easily understandable, least problematic, and enable teachers to do the things very, very easily. Okay. The first platform is Bodhi Tree. In Bodhi Tree, you can get the training regarding Bodhi Tree free of cost. Okay. And in this Bodhi Tree, you can create your own study material for your students. Okay. I have created a small piece of information on this. See, this program or this training was also freely available on IIT Mumbai. I don't know how many pharmacy teachers have taken benefit of this. But in this particular learning management system, what I'm suggesting is, if suppose you feel Moodle is difficult, if you feel Genomio is problematic, you are unable to learn few things in that, you can go for Bodhi Tree as a learning management system for your institution. Okay, this is not free. It charges 5 rupees per student per semester. Okay, you can understand the rate. Any college of any village, even it is a new college started just last year, can afford this. Okay, and in this Bodhi Tree, the strength of this is you can check performance of your student, you can see their grade, you can see their progress, you can add and delete study material on this, you can add quizzes, you can add videos, links, everything. Okay, I'm just demonstrating you how interesting this is and how easily you can create really interactive material for your students. Okay. So I have created a content for this particular website. This is the video which I have created just in the same way in which we create YouTube videos. Okay.
Hello everyone. This is one resource which you can get free of cost on the internet, which tells about EpiSkin.
Okay. So whatever I am telling this particular video is, this is a freely available video. I have cut that video using YouTube editor. When I tell you YouTube editor, search it on Google, how to edit a video, how to cut, trim, join the videos, how to give them titles, all these things you can do free of cost on YouTube editor. Okay. So you can create such a material of your own, and you can compel your students to go through this particular video compulsorily. If your student does not go through this particular video, he will not be able to see the further content of the video as well as further course. In this way, you can compel your students to learn the things offline when you are not in front of them. Okay. See, a very simple process has been given. If you are playing a role of instructor, here one facility has been given in this Bodhi tree, that is add mark. Already you have added video. Now at this particular position, you want to add a mark. See how easy it is. What you want to add? You want to add a quiz. So I want to add a quiz here for today's session. And I want to add a question. It is that simple. Making your student to compulsorily see the video is that simple. Now what people say is our students bunk the classes even online. This is the right answer for those students who do not want to listen to you. But unless and until they go through this particular lecture, they will not be able to see the entire content of your syllabus. They will not be able to solve the quiz. So they will be marked absent, or they will be not getting the grades related to that particular class. In this way, even in online mode, you can make it compulsory for your students to watch what you want to tell them, to check their understanding. Unless and until they are correct, they will not be able to go ahead. This facility is not available in any other learning management system that at least I have come across. This is a new research project taken up by IIT Mumbai. If you go search for Bodhi tree on internet, Bodhi tree and IIT, you will get details regarding this. You will get free training regarding this. Okay, and at 500 rupees, you can buy it. If suppose your institute doesn't support, you buy it for yourself. 2 or 3 teachers come together, pay for this, and get this LMS for which you do not need additional training. And if you need it, that will be freely provided to you. Within a week, you can become very efficient user of this particular technique. So this is the best thing which I have come across in last few months. So we can happily use this particular resource for creating our classes. Apart from that, there is one more similar project which has been created by IIT Mumbai, which is called as SAFE, Smart and Fast Examination. Okay, so using this SAFE, you can conduct online quizzes, online exams. Okay, you can ask your students to answer the quiz within the given stipulated time period. Now what happens is, if suppose you create such a quiz of 25 questions and you ask your students to answer that quiz online, and you want to evaluate it, okay, first thing students will do is 50% of them will say that, sir, I had started to run that or answer that quiz, but I lost the internet connection, so I will be answering it at some later time. This kind of excuses cannot be given if you conduct a quiz on SAFE. Why? Because even though this is an app, even Bodhi tree was a mobile application, SAFE is a mobile application. So when student enters the SAFE app, his other activities on the mobile are blocked automatically. Once he downloads this quiz, he does not need internet to submit. Are you getting this? So no one can say that he could not answer the quiz because he had lost internet connection. In the absence of internet connection only, he will be answering the quiz. Just for submitting, he will be needing 1 or 2 seconds of internet that he can get. Like this, without telling the problem of internet connection, your students will be able to submit the quizzes. Not only that, they will be able to submit their attendance along with their selfie. Okay, so this is something that is revolutionary and which has been made by IIT Mumbai. It is very, very cheap and easily available to all of us. As a teacher, as a group of teacher, we can spare 100 rupees, take it in a group of 5 teachers and start using it. It is that easy. Okay. So friends, in this entire talk, I have tried to tell you what is real philosophy behind online blended learning. Okay. Blended learning was there in conventional classrooms. Same we have to bring in online classes. Okay. And we have to blend it with the online material that we are creating, for which many very nicely designed solutions are available for us. If we go for Bodhi tree and SAFE, that will be the best thing, because IIT Mumbai is trying to make this particular project self-sustainable. So if universities help IIT Mumbai just to pay for this server cost, they will be happily deploying this particular learning management system to your students. Teachers will be able to use it with least training, and they'll be able to happily create their study material by just learning few commands here and there, which are not actual software commands. Adding a video, adding a PDF file, this kind of commands you are clicking on the screen and you are adding your resources. So friends, this is how material is available now, and this is how we can help our students to learn. So I wanted to tell you about all these things. In the Corona era, we must thank this virus that it has compelled us to learn all these things. Next thing coronavirus wants us to learn is to increase teamwork, to get motivated to help each other, to collaborate in generation of such rich resources, to build teams, to give constructive support to each other, create your open educational resources, make them available free of cost to all. And that is the way how you can really contribute to the educational field. You can contribute to your students' life in real sense. Okay. Friends, thanks a lot for your patient listening. I think I was talking continuously for 2 hours now. I'm stopping the sharing of my presentation. Hope you like this particular presentation. And there are some questions to ask. I'm adding first to this particular discussion. Arote sir,
Yeah,
you
good
can
afternoon,
continue
sir.
now, please.
Yeah. Good afternoon and all. Very nice session delivered by Professor Dr. C.R. Patil, sir. So I am sincerely thankful to Patil, sir, for giving the information regarding necessity of development of e-content in a proper way to prepare the e-content, deliver the e-content for catching the attention of student. Not only catch the attention, but to engage the student in an appropriate way and disseminate knowledge. So really in this, whatever sir has said, I really appreciate that thanks coronavirus to motivate the pharmacy professional with people to go for learning actually. I'm not going to say teaching, but learning the process of delivering the process of e-content. Thankful to you, sir, very much. I'm also thankful to the University Authority
Okay.
Vice Chancellor for allowing us to conduct a kind of activities. Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences Department. I'm also thankful to other dignitaries of departments colleagues. So it's a really very nice session, and really some of the things, even though myself I'm not aware about the things like the development by IIT professionals, which will be really helpful, we people, to deliver the e-content to our student, and deliver the e-content in a proper way. So thanks a lot. Thanks, sir. And I'm last but not least, I am thankful to all the viewers that registered and few. Really nice things, sir. In a very nice way, and secondly, in a very simple language to deliver the things. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir,
Again,
there is no request from my side.
yeah,
Arote, sir, request from my side.
yes, sir.
In
Yeah,
organization of this particular session, your college did not take sufficient efforts. Okay, you publicized this particular session very late,
next
and
time,
we
absolutely.
at the
First time,
no, no,
maximum 20 people they have joined.
please listen to me, sir. I am making the video
Yeah, sure,
link of
sure.
no. Please listen to me. I am making video
Yeah,
link of this particular session available to you. It is your duty
yeah,
to make it available to all, and let me see that at least 1,000 people see this video. I have spent 1 week for this. Okay?
yeah, sure, sure.
You please do that.
Hello, Patil sir.
Yeah, yeah,
Patil
yeah.
sir.
Organizing first time.
Instead of Moodle, we have come to know regarding Bodhi tree first time. And if
Okay.
it is in your opinion that Bodhi tree is simpler as compared to Moodle, so
Right.
shall we propose it to the university that Bodhi tree, let us go for Bodhi tree
Yeah, yeah.
instead of Moodle?
Everything has
Because
to start
yet it is
using.
not finalized. We have been informed that let us use Moodle, but if Bodhi tree is superior to Moodle, can we go for that?
Yeah, you can go, sure. I think the whole India should start using Bodhi tree now. That is a
Okay.
research project by IIT,
Okay.
and that is really good. That is prepared by teachers, considering the problems of teachers and students.
Okay, so let us
That
go
is,
for budgetary right now.
yeah, you can think about it.
So it is
The
improved.
next, the next session you can arrange for IIT Mumbai. They will be happily participating in this, but there should be professional approach. At least 2,000, 3,000 teachers should attend, pharmacy teachers. Someone should take lead for
Yeah,
that.
sure, sure. Budgetary, the training is available on the website.
Online
That is
and
a
free. Online and free
yeah,
training is there.
yes,
Sure, sir. Madhu sir. I think we should once we should go through Bodhi tree and we should
yes,
watch
yes,
it
yes,
at our
yes, yes,
level,
yes. Because we
and
should
then
look for budgetary
we will
as compared to
make it available.
yes, as compared to what I feel.
Yeah.
Moodle we were talking about, but after end of the session of Patil sir, I think that instead of going for Moodle, let us go for Bodhi tree and let us communicate to university also.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
sure. But once we should for the how it works actually. No doubt, sir has along with demonstrations, sir has explained it well. But personally, we will go through the Bodhi tree and we will check it for and we will recommend to the
Okay,
university
sir.
also.
Can I end this broadcast now? Can I end the broadcast?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, 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 sure.